Do you want to do the intro now? Hi, my name is Rachel. Welcome to my channel. I posted a poll on my Instagram story asking what you guys wanted to see, and this was the most requested video. Shows that you should be watching as soon as possible, so here you are. This is that video, obviously. I've watched several new shows that have come out recently, but I've also had time to kind of rediscover and go back through some of the older shows I used to like. So this list of suggestions is kind of a mixture of both. Some of these just came out like in this past year. Some of them have been out for 10 years or 15 years. So some of them you may have seen before, some of them you haven't. But I try to avoid things like watch Friends. I mean, seriously, watch Friends, like, but everyone has watched Friends. And also you can't watch Friends right now. I picked things that actually are able to be watched that are on streaming services or available to the public, because it's super rude for someone to tell you to watch a show and how good it is and then you can't watch it. So you're welcome. These are all shows that you should watch and you can watch, so you have no excuses for not watching them. This intro has been long. Let's get into the video. Here are shows you should be watching as soon as possible. The first show that I really want to talk about is Little Fires Everywhere. I know that you've seen the trailer for this show because it has been on YouTube for like months. This is actually one of the only things that I think like a YouTube ad has actually like got me to go and do or watch or buy or whatever, because I just saw it so many times. I was like, okay, I'm gonna see if this is actually any good. It's good. It's actually good. So this show is really new. I think the last episode came out about 2 weeks ago. When I started watching it, I actually thought all the episodes were out, but really, only about half of them were when I watched it. So I got halfway in, I got really into the show, and then I had to go back to watching them like once a week when they came out, like the old-fashioned way, which was actually super unfortunate. So now you can watch all of them because the whole thing is out now. It's only one season for now. There's talk about a second season. I don't know if that's actually going to happen or not. There's 8 episodes total, so it's a mini-series. Each episode's about an hour. It stars Reese Witherspoon and Kerry Washington. Both of them are good. The whole cast is actually very good. It's a family drama / like kind of social commentary. The show follows 2 families, a husband and wife and their 4 kids, and a single mother and her daughter, and kind of all the people that they interact with in this town that they live in. It talks a lot about prejudice and inequality and racism. I think it's really interesting and really relevant at this time. The show itself is set during the 90s. And it's definitely, it's rated TV mature, so there's definitely some like adult content in it. Just be warned if that's something that bothers you. For me, it was definitely worth it to watch it anyway, because the show talks about some really important issues and things that are just really good to think about. Out of all the shows that I'm going to talk about today, I think Little Fires has some of the most value to watching it, because it's super informative. Oh, Little Fires Everywhere is on Hulu. I don't know why I forgot to say that from the beginning. I don't necessarily subscribe 100% to the viewpoint on all the different issues that's portrayed in the show, but like I said, I think that it's just really open to a lot of good conversations and a lot of good things to think about. So yeah, I super recommend that you watch it. White Collar is... So I watched White Collar like in high school. So I thought that I remembered most of it, but really I think I only watched it because like a friend and I were really obsessed with Neil Caffrey and we thought that he was super hot. So when I went back, Josh and I just rewatched it like a few months ago, and it's a really good show, and I honestly forgot like most of the plot. So White Collar ran from 2010 to 2014. You can watch it on Amazon Prime or Hulu. It has 6 seasons. They range from 6 to 16 episodes in length, so it's pretty variable. I think most, like the 1st to 5th season is longer, and then the 6th season is really short. The premise of White Collar is that it features a criminal turned FBI consultant, which isn't really necessarily like a very unique theme. There's a lot of kind of like criminal consultants or like consultants for law enforcement shows, but I think that the character development in White Collar is so good, and it's very well written. It has like some funny moments, but it's definitely more like drama and action than it is comedy. So if you are into that, I definitely would recommend it. The third show that you should be watching as soon as possible is The Good Place. The Good Place is on Netflix, so you can watch it on there if you have Netflix, but also it is available for free on NBC's website, so you can watch at least the first season there, but I think you can watch all the seasons. There's 3 total seasons. It ran from 2016 to 2018. Basically, the premise is that this really selfish, horrible woman dies, and she gets sent to the good place, which is like where the good people are supposed to go when they die. And so she spends the show like trying to learn how to be kind and good to people. Obviously, I don't think that that's actually how the afterlife works, but it's a comedy and it's funny. It's really funny. And Kristen Bell is in it, and if your heart was crushed by Veronica Mars like mine was, and you would like some Kristen Bell that's funny and not heart-crushing, then The Good Place is good. It's a good place. That wasn't funny. The next show that you should be watching right now is The Mentalist. The Mentalist is on Amazon Prime. It ran from 2009 to 2015. Which is a while ago. I can't believe that it took me until this last year to find this show. It's kind of like a similar genre as White Collar. It has also a consultant for a law crime fighting agency, but it's the CBI, so it's set in California instead of the FBI. It's such a good show, though. It's kind of like a darker and more grown-up version of like a show like White Collar. If you like serial killer shows, you absolutely love this one. It's one of the best ones. The character development is so good from the beginning to the end of the show. This is a good sized show. It's 7 seasons long, and there's 12 to 25 episodes per season. Most of them kind of air on the longer side, so it's definitely like will keep you entertained for a while, and most of the storylines connect throughout the whole show, so it's worth watching the whole thing for sure. This is 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th show that you should be watching is called Hannah, literally just Hana. It is on Prime. It's a Prime original, actually, so I didn't actually have super high expectations for this show. I've been disappointed by a lot of like streaming service original shows, but I tried this one out. Hannah was released in 2019, so it's pretty recent. There's only 1 season out right now, but it's been renewed for a 2nd season. I'm not sure when that's going to come out, but I think it's supposed to be this year. In the 1st season, there's 8 episodes, and they're like between 45 minutes and an hour long each. It's a mini-series, a little bit like Little Fires, but the plot is absolutely nothing like it. It's kind of a thriller / growing up story. The premise is that this father is trying to protect his daughter from the people that killed her mother, and she is trying to kind of figure out about her past and discovering all these secrets about where she came from and why her and her father are being hunted. It's really good. It's very, very well shot. Like I said, because it's an Amazon Prime original, I didn't really expect a ton from it, but it is such a beautiful show. Like, they do a lot of things with color in the way that it's shot, that's very symbolic and super interesting. So if you like just studying film, if you're interested in the actual production and the art of making a show, this one is something that you would find very interesting. It's also just exciting and entertaining and well written, so I'm really hoping that the 2nd season is as good as the 1st one. The next show I'm going to talk about is West Wing. This is the oldest show, I think, on this list. The 1st season came out in 1999, and it ran until 2006. West Wing is a political drama, obviously, by its title. It focuses on the executive branch of the government, primarily the president and like his advisors. I didn't think that I would like this one too much because I'm not super into politics. So if you're also not super into politics, don't just like cross it off as an option, because it's really, really well written. It's also pretty educational, since the creators were trying to go for something that was realistic and actually portrayed the way the government works. So it's interesting from that standpoint as well. But by and large, the characters are just so interesting and well developed. You're probably sensing a theme at this point. Character development is very important to me. I really think that you can watch like a huge variety of shows of different topics and genres, but if the characters are well done and interesting, then it makes the show good. I could not possibly do a video on shows to watch if I didn't talk about Chuck. Chuck is my favorite TV show ever, of all time. There has yet to be one that is in any way comparable to it. It's so good. Chuck was filmed from 2008 to 2012, and unfortunately there's not been more of it released since then, though a lot of fans are really begging for a Chuck movie right now, so join that bandwagon if you watch Chuck. Chuck has 5 seasons. They range from 13 to 24 episodes in length. They're all amazing. You need to watch all of them. One of my favorite things about Chuck is the way that it blends genres so well. It's part spy show, part romance, part comedy, part action thriller, and if you're into any of those things, there will be things about the show that you like. It does all of them really well. Again, the character development, I'm sorry. The characters are so good. Like, I love watching the first episode and watching the last episode, and the way that, like, the characters change throughout the show, and just how, like, important each of the relationships are. It's such a good show. Also, this show develops side characters better than most of the shows that I've watched. Like, a lot of shows have, you know, the main cast, and then the other characters that are on the side are mostly there for plot. But Chuck has, like, the main cast that's well developed, and then also, like, a whole host of side characters that are just super entertaining and funny, or serious and sad, depending on the character. But they're all just really well done, and it's absolutely worth watching. Please watch it right now if you've not seen it. And if you have seen it, also watch it again, because I've seen it many times, and now I want to watch it again. Also, the acting in Chuck is so good. All of the characters, like, just all the actors that portray characters, like, main characters, side characters, yeah, that's pretty much it. Main characters and side characters, the acting is amazing. Like, at the beginning, when you watch the first season, it's definitely lower budget, but the acting, like, absolutely saves the show. It's so good. This is another really good show to watch if you are into, like, the actual making of TV shows, if you're interested in acting at all, and how actors and actresses work, and what makes them good and what makes them bad. This is a great show to watch. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked the video, that's pretty self-explanatory, but, you know, like, subscribe, share. You know how to support YouTubers. You've been doing this for a while, so do all of those things. If you would like to have a part 2 to this video, let me know. I could also do, like, shows you absolutely shouldn't watch, which might be kind of funny. Also, comment down below your recommendations for shows that I should be watching, and I might do a video of me reacting to shows that you recommend. And we're still quarantined, so I still have time to be sitting around watching shows. Again, thanks for watching my first video, and I'll see you in Sunday's video.